Last 90 minutes of this particular series pan out? Well, we have with us our experts. Kush Bohra is joining in and Shivangi Sarda as well is joining us on the show. Hi Kush and hi Shivangi. Shivangi, you go first. We have 90 minutes in this series to go. Last 4-5 sessions, as my co-anchors were mentioning, we've seen a cut of nearly 950 points approximately. How would you trade the index from here on? Do you think there is a possibility that since we've defended at least that 18,800 mark, do you see a short covering bounce in the final hour, or do you think the last 90 minutes goes down and in fact we go on to test lower levels? So give us your call first on the Nifty and the Nifty Bank.
Good afternoon, Nigel. Thank you for having me. So we've seen that index has corrected nearly more than 1,000 points in the last 6 sessions, and selling pressure can be seen intact at any small bounce. We've seen that the monthly VWAP is near 19,600, weekly is 19,300, and the daily is 18,900. Below which we are trading right now, and call writers are heavy along with the post put unwinding that we've seen in all the strikes. So heavy selling can be seen, and index has been making lower highs, lower lows, and hovering near 18,888 right now, which was the high recently in December 2022. So this will act as a crucial level to watch out for. Overall structure is under pressure, and market is not giving any signs of relief right now. If we talk about the technical and data setup, so this decline may continue towards 18,750 and then 18,500 for the next weekly point of view. But 18,750 is on the cards for today's point of view. India VIX, which was moving in a very small range in the last 10 days, has now surged in the last 2 days, which is nearly about up by 15% and it touched 12.7 as well today, which signifies that the panic has just begun. Advanced decline ratio also suggests that bleeding has been there, and the people have started panicking after the insane rally that we've seen. So for expiry point of view, 18,750 would be a key level to watch out for. Hurdles are shifting lower to 19,000 levels. Now, talking about Bank Nifty, we've seen that this index has been under pressure in the entire series and is now underperforming. So in this, we've seen that the heavyweights as well as the private have not performed, and the heavyweights have given a breakdown as well. So we are expecting a little more downside over here as well. 42,000 for today's point of view, and then 41,500 for the next weekly expiry.
Okay, so you see the markets headed lower. 18,750 is on the cards for the Nifty. That's about 100 points lower from here. Kush, any Nifty trade? We've had 6 days of losses. So at these levels, can someone go short? What would the advice be?
Hi guys, first up a very good afternoon and thank you for having me on the show. Well, Rima, short is not a trade from here on, is it? I mean, the risk-reward ratio just doesn't, favor you. Because if you look at the 200-day moving average, it's close to 18,650. I know that is 200 points away, but on the upside, the first major resistance would come in at about 150, 200 levels, which is, about 350 to 400 points from, the current levels. So I think a short trade is not one that you could play. The only 2 options are either stay out or play for a technical bounce. Now, I know we've all been talking about a technical bounce because the PCR and the RSIs have all been indicating an oversold market. And, I think that will play out. I think that will play out either tomorrow or in the coming week. The reason it's not played out so far is because if you look at the call writing, it has been massive. I write from 19,200 to 19,000 and now 18,800. Every time the Nifty's actually slipped about 100 points, the call writers have been super aggressive, and that is not letting the index sort of go up from here. But once this expiry hangover is over, and this is the monthly expiry, so it's a big one, right? So once this monthly expiry hangover is over, I think we should see a bounce. I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet. Even a 300-400 point rally, 300-400 point rally from here, Nifty 19,200 would still perhaps not be a very convincing change of the trend. But as I said, short is not a trade that you play from here. Just to put things in perspective, the last time around, the Nifty RSI was close to 27, which it is currently. Nifty bounced from 15,500 levels to 18,000 in the next couple of months. Bank Nifty bounced from 35,000 levels to 39,500. I'm saying we're close to the bottom. The only trade that you could perhaps play from here is a long one or sit out. Short is not something that you want to play at these levels.
Okay, all right, got that. Kush, thanks very much. Shivangi, if I could just ask you, as you look at the market right now and as we go through this expiry, what would the immediate recommendation be, say, for positions around, banks? That's one big pocket, and also IT, which has seen several rough days now, given that this was the earnings phase.
The entire market has corrected, and we've seen that these some of the stocks have been resilient, but then again they have faced a lot of pain as well. And in this downfall, we are looking for some tailwinds and some favorable mix, and this is actually a good point to accumulate and start adding the stocks. One such stock on my radar from the banking space, as you mentioned, is ICICI Bank. We've seen that this stock has kind of given a little bit of a pain on the weekly frame, but now for the next series perspective, this stock could see a reversal from here at these zones. So we are looking at this stock for a reversal, and for the targets per se, 940 would be an important level over here, which we are expecting next. 888 would be an important support to watch out for here. Now, talking about IT stocks, we've seen that Persistent System is one such stock which is quite resilient despite the market volatility and weakness. So this is one stock from this space which is on radar. This stock has, sort of formed a Poland flag pattern on the weekly frame and is, holding on to its range on the weekly frame as well. So also respecting its 50 exponential moving average on daily frame. So this is stock is looking quite positive, and one could watch out for 6,040 levels over here with a support near 5,700 levels.
Guys, hi, good afternoon. Shivangi, just a couple of names, right? I mean, in technicals, they say you buy strength and sell weakness. So let's look for strength, and there aren't many, but there are a few. So if you have views on any of these, you want to pick up, I mean, your choice, BSE, right? While the market came off over the last 6 days, BSE in that same period is up some 20%. It's up today as well. It's staged a full recovery. Angel One is up 11% over the last 6 days. So it's actually gone the other way. Credit Access is up 9%. Med Plus is up 7%. So I'll just repeat that: BSE, Angel One, Credit Access, Med Plus. If you've looked at any of them or you want to comment. Shivangi, go on.
From all of the basket that you mentioned, BSE is one exceptional stock which is looking quite positive, and we've seen a rally in the last 6 months. The supports are only shifting higher, and the volumes that are being added along with the delivery volumes as we head towards the monthly expiry is quite exceptional over here. So this is one stock on my radar from the entire stocks that you mentioned, and we could utilize any small declines for buying opportunity over here. The entire sector tailwind is also working so well in this stock. We could look out for 1870 and then 1900 levels for this stock.
Okay, all right, Shivangi, thanks so much for joining in fact, giving us, those views on a whole host of stocks that we just discussed.